Okay, welcome back. I'm making a new tutorial video. Well, my first tutorial video. I've done a few live streams and shit, but I'm just gonna I just make a tutorial how to make a juice WRLD type beat kind of thing. And if you're just getting to this is how I do it. First of all, you gotta understand, yeah, there's no right or wrong, any of that kind of bullshit. No, there's no right or wrong when you're making the beats. This is how you wanna make them. We're gonna use a sample today instead of making a whole melody. I might make another video explaining how to do like melodies and stuff like that. But today we're just gonna use, for the sake of time, and I just bust out like 7 beats already just in this one session, so I'm just using samples right now to kind of get through it. So I'm just gonna play the samples just so you understand what kind of vibe we're going for here. So first things first, I always repeat the first 8 bars, just simply so once you get to the end it will always repeat itself, because like me, I always put my patterns here and then start just going over and over and over again to listen to it back whilst I'm doing it, and then I'll layer it out, which is what most people do. Now, I, for one, always start with a clap. Like I said, I've already got the hi-hat here because I was already making the beat. However, what we're going to actually do is start with the clap. Now, I'm going to use the sneezy drum kit here. I was watching Valius's live stream and he was using it. I thought this is hard, so I just bought it. And I've been using it ever since. I'm not gonna lie, I've been using it on the last 7 beats I made today. I've used it on those. It's actually hard. I have got my own drum kit, which I will be using in another video, but if you want to go get that, it's free. It's on my BeatStars, which is the link in the description. Yeah, why would you not download it? It's free. Now, anyway, let's start. So like I say, first thing I always do is claps. So figure out which kind of clap. Easy. Turn off loop points. Now, loop points is gonna fuck up your song. I don't actually know what it does, like how it works and shit, but it will play. It will just say you've got a clap. It will just randomly put that clap in every now and again. It fucks it up for me. I always go advanced fill and put this to 16, so it hits every 16 notes. But if you've got a MIDI like sneezy drum kit here, I really advise getting it. If you've got like $20 spare, just get it. You can just put the MIDI in and then it's easy enough. Like I say, I've already done my hi-hats, so I'm just gonna click it, but I will explain what kind of hi-hat, how I go for my hi-hats. So right click, open piano roll, start off, and I always put the, like where you're pressing, I don't know what it's called, 2.2 I think it is, just so I can start doing like hi-hat rolls and shit like that. So I would always, let's just open a new one. Let's just say, for argument's sake, let's make a new one. So I used classic, open a new channel, undo loop points. I would always right click, fill each 2 steps just so it's like this basic pattern. Now the thing with melodic beats is obviously I'm making a melodic beat right now, but it's not too complex. So if my beat, for example, was really complex and like it has 6-7 instruments, you know, guitar, high and 2-3 guitars, a piano and a bass kind of thing going on. You don't want a complicated hi-hat pattern. You just want that basic 2-step with maybe with maybe like an extra 3 steps in now and again, like this. Just something basic. Obviously it doesn't sound very nice because it's a melodic beat, but it's not too complex. I, however, would start adding in certain things like I've done on my other one, my hi-hat pattern, just like throwing in some hi-hat rolls and shit and adding in some higher hi-hats and then some lower pitched hi-hats. So it's quite simple just to sort of put them down kind of thing, just let it play out. I will show you quickly now my hi-hat pattern and let it play through. Like I say, some higher pitch hi-hats and some lower ones going in now, so it's lower and higher. You know, it's just that kind of vibe. It bounces a little bit, a bit bouncy, you know what I'm saying? So next thing is open hats. Now I'm actually going to use my open hat, because it's hard. I use it for all my beats mostly. Every time I open like a hi-hat pattern on a 8-bar, I'll always add in 2 hi-hats. So you add this first one, and then I always add in a second one on the second bar. But obviously you got to turn this shit down, and it kind of just makes it a bit more like spacey, a bit more. There's a vibe to it. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but do you know what I mean? It adds that kind of spacey vibe to it, if you will. Now what you wanna do is add in your perks. Now, simple rims, I just put them before every clap most of the time. Sometimes I do them afterwards. For example, let's put one here. That needs to go one over there. But yeah, like I say, just add the rims in front of each clap. What you can actually do, what I normally do, is open my piano roll. But this is just a control and hover over, and then just press control and B to copy that into the next section. But now, oh, this is how it's going to sound. Obviously, you got to turn the rhythm down. It's not really like a dominant. It's not really like a dominant sound in your beat. It's just for like a bit more bounce. Do you know what I mean? You can always add another rim if you want, but I'm going to add a snare. Right, we'll add this, and we can always change it in later. So obviously, loop points off. Probably here. Simple. Kind of basic shit. But now it's the 808. So we're gonna find one that fits. This is my favorite one. I'm probably gonna use this, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not. Do you know what? I'm gonna add in the spins, but I'm gonna put some effects in it before I lay it out. So I've just recorded my 808 pattern and completely forgot something. So you just, as you unclick loop points, I don't know why I forgot this, but you want to click this button here, so the envelope, instrument settings or whatever, just put the hold to max and everything else to the bottom. That basically will just make it cut itself. It's very simple. Just hold to max, everything else take it off, just on the 808 though. First of all, we're going to put this on the mixer quick because this is almost the last thing. What you want to do is basically just select all of these, then click and insert. It's obviously insert to, you don't want to put it 1 or your master track, and click Shift, Control, and L. There you go. So obviously that lays out everything from the channel rack into the mixer. So now you obviously, what you want to do is reset all this shit here. Obviously all the volumes are here, you can just switch them around here. There you go. So everything's kind of, it's not mixed, but the volumes are right now, so it's nice from there. But anyway, 808 pattern. So 808's here. So let me get on the right screen. What we're going to do is just right click, open your piano roll, F sharp major, sorry. So now obviously darker notes are not in the key and lighter notes are. So we're just going to quickly lay it out. Okay, so it's quite a simple pattern. Obviously it's just 2 notes, but I'm going to switch up a little bit. These are the root notes obviously of the 808, but I'm not going to get into like music theory and shit like that because it will be a video way too long. But simply what we're going to do is lay out a quick pattern. So we're going to get rid of these second notes here, select them all, extend them, pull out the cutting tool and just simply start cutting away. It's an octave down and it's nice. What I like to do as well on notes like this, for example, is go up an octave, click it, and just click this button here, which is the slide button. Now, this is just going to slide your 808 up and down to whatever note you want to go to. So, for example, if I play it now, you can hear the slide. Okay, this is me like from the future. I just realized that I kind of laid it a little bit wrong. It's actually a B, not a F sharp. So let's leave that at that. So now we're going to put this on 8. Like I said, we're going to add some effects. So we're going to add some EQs. Simply, EQ is not something you normally add but to an 808, but in my opinion, I always add it. We'll add this. So this is going to make it fucked up, but trust the process. Trust the process, boys. Go. Now this is, it's kind of unorthodox. Not a lot of people like do EQ on your 808 because if you've got a melodic beat and you've got loads of instruments, couple guitars, pianos and shit, and you've got a lot of like low notes on your piano and your guitar or bass notes or something like that, it's going to clash with the low frequency of your 808. So if there's already like a bass and shit like that, you want to sort of cut out the low frequencies like I did here. I cut the high frequencies in 808. But if it's got low frequencies from the, for example, the melodic melody, it's going to clash and sound kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it, like kind of muddy, if you know what I mean. So now we got one more thing, and that's the kick. Gonna add this right kick. Again, loop points off. Now a simple way to do this, just go into the 808 pattern, copy these notes, open up your rack, open up your kick, piano roll, paste them in, and there was a shortcut, but I got a new laptop recently, and for some reason it's changed back to what it was originally, which I can't remember what it was originally, but I'll figure it out. There's a shortcut to put them all on the same kind of note, but I forgot what it was. But you want to just bring them down to whatever key this is in. So we're in this key here, F sharp major, so we'll put it on F sharp and just simply let it play out. So this is without the kick, and that's with the kick. Again, if you're not into production and music production, you probably won't be able to hear it, but I can hear it pretty clearly. So let's just add this Control L onto the mixer. Now we've got our basic pattern, obviously drums laid out, and we've got our melody. Now you just got to split the melody up. So I always do the first 16 bars intro, producer tags and shit, and then we start getting to the main chorus, and then we do verses and shit like that. This is how I lay out my beats all the time. So I'll always go 16 bars as the intro, where I've got my producer tag, and if I'm using a sample like I am today, his producer tag or her producer tag, whatever. But we'll sort of build up the beat as we go. So now I'm just gonna lay out the drums. It's quite simple at this point. It's just simply like layering out where the chorus and shit like that is going. So what we're gonna do is go back to all our shit here, click on unsorted, so it's just the things you've added, and we're gonna start making different patterns and then layering it all out. So let's go. Now all I'm doing here is selecting the whole thing, clicking on the different pattern and pasting it all. So go back into the clap, copy, clap pattern, paste it, and so on. Right, there we go. So now I'm just gonna layer it out, and it will be almost done. Okay, so we'll just start from here. So obviously here's the intro, here's the first chorus, here's the first verse, excuse me. Second chorus, second verse just repeats itself, and then another chorus, and then here's the outro. Obviously you want to go back into your mixer, right click on the master track, create automation clip, and let this come out a little bit, so it just kind of fades out at the end. Instead of just the beat just stopping like that, this obviously fades out. Simple. So obviously now we've got to add our producer tags. So what we'll do is add in Dax 9Ks first. This guy, like I say, this guy's melodies hard. His guitar melodies are hard. Just remember, guys, if you're using people's sample packs, you need to read the agreement terms. Obviously this guy, these are not royalty free. You buy these packs and then you split the 50-50 profit kind of thing, which is perfectly okay. There we go. Hey Dax. Now before we're done, we're just going to quickly add in one or two effects. Simply from that sneezy drum kit. Like rises and shit. Just for that first hook. And also add this first riser just before the drop. So you guys don't need to do this part, but this is what I always do. I add it in a pattern, and I call it a hi-hat intro, simply because when my verses drop, I have a 2-bar just empty build-up, as you can hear here, which just plays the melody and then it drops in here. But if I add in this intro, so what I'll do is just simply put these kind of things down here. There we go. Now obviously it sounds a bit shit because I haven't changed the velocity. Velocities are literally just how hard the notes hit. So if you hold tab down, you can kind of decide where you want your hi-hats to go. I always have mine 50%, something like that. Then as they start to drop down here, and as we carry on going, it's kind of a build up. So we'll go here and start building up. Like that. There we go. So now you can kind of hear it now. It's kind of like a build up to the hi-hats, you know what I'm saying? So this is what it sounds like. Okay, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to make a juice WRLD beat, or how I make my juice WRLD beats, melodic beats. Again, no right or wrong, just do what you think sounds good. And if If you just, what you got to realize is that consistency is like the key to your greatness. So if it doesn't sound how you want it to sound in the beginning, it's gonna be shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just like everything you do at the beginning, like drawing and shit. First drawing, your first video, a YouTube video, your first beat, like we're doing here, it's gonna be bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's just working at your craft and kind of honing your skills. But yeah, a bit some wise words for you there. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and like got a bit of insight on how I make my beats, and maybe you can copy and understand how I did them. Like I said in the beginning, my drum kit, my Lost drum kit, link in the description of all my beats and my videos is free. If you're a producer, download it. It's nice. You got some like claps, 808s, hi-hats, kicks, whatever. But anyway, this isn't an advertisement, but yeah, just download my drum kit. It's free. Why would you not do it? Just follow my beat stars as well in the description, and yeah, man, keep making your beats. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.